Barrera, number 12, Angelina Barrera, number 12, Angelina Barrera. It is a Saturday afternoon here in December as we welcome you to the Drubner Center for a post-basketball edition here. Women's basketball, Naj White and the Post-University Eagles looking for a non-conference win here against Mercy University Mavericks, led by their three-headed monster of Amani Abu Atob, Jacqueline Stanovich, and Angelina Barrera. And with that, we say hello and welcome courtside, everyone. Griffin Castle and thanks for having us in here on this Saturday. Yeah, Saturday afternoon in December at the Drubner Center. You know what that means. Post-basketball in action here today, looking for a non-conference win against Mercy University. Mercy coming to this one at 6-5 overall. They are 3-2 on the road. Been a little bit of a rough stretch here for the Eagles to start the year. 1-10 overall. 1-1 in conference on a 4-game losing streak. Currently looking to snap that as they played on Wednesday at New Haven, where they lost in overtime 68-66, but it was a record-breaking historic day for Naj White, who had 37 in that game, shooting 16 for 25 from the field. And let's take a quick peek at our starting lineups as we will take a quick peek at our starting lineups here for the Eagles. Cameron Porter, Naj White, Jasmine Kayla Halvorsen, Dobbs Ferry, New York, Megan Marcotte, only appearing in her 6th game of the season. Her second start, she will be playing the 5 here for Mercy, and then it's the three-headed monster of Amani Abu Atob, Angelina Barrera, and Jacqueline Stanovich. That is the 5 for Mercy in their dark blue uniforms. Again, Eagles in their white uniforms. Barrera and Rossignol to jump it up at half court. We're underway with Mercy controlling the tip. 9th all-time meeting between the Mavericks and the Eagles. Eagles 5-3 all-time against Mercy. They've lost the last 2 meetings. And no doubleheader here today, just a single women's basketball game as the men's team is against Southern New Hampshire University here today. As we get a turnover on the first Mercy offensive possession, and the Eagles will take over, averaging only 54 points per game through their first 11, as we'll see them offensively right here. Again, so glad you're with us here on this Saturday afternoon. The holidays are right around the corner. Glad you could have us in here on the CACC network. White doubled. Porter in attack mode, pulls. Jumper short, and Jasmine Day Cox, the freshman, with the offensive rebound, and the Eagles get a reload. Burns, bounce it, out of bounds. So both teams commit a turnover on their first offensive possession, and Mercy will take over. Mercy has not played since Sunday, where they played at Damon and lost 58-44. And Eagles played on Wednesday, back home after a 3-game road trip. Played at the University of New Haven, losing 68-66. In overtime, knifing in for 2 is Amani Abu Atob. And she gets the scoring started here for Mercy, and they force a turnover in the backcourt. Kayla Halvorsen backpedaling and uncorking a 3. Quick 5-0 start here for Mercy in the first minute and a half. White pull-up off of the heel. Halvorsen look ahead. Stanovich, baseline J. Got her miss, pumps, and scores. And a player on the floor here for the Eagles, that's Naj White, as we see Hannah Fernerdi getting set to sub in here for post. Naj White a little hobbled, will walk to the bench. So Fernerdi gets White, and a quick 7-0 start here for Mercy. Fernerdi runs the point. Mercy not in the zone here. Backdoor goes Porter. Pound dribble, traveled. And the Eagles show a little 2-1-2 press here. Abu Atoub, swing it. Abu Atoub, step into it. Pinball's out on the three and burns the board. Burns one of the three returners. Hands off Porter, bounces Daycox. She nice, hangs, can't finish. Looking for a foul, and it'll be Mercy pushing it into the front court here. Abu Atoub. Barrera forgot something, falls on the deck, playing twister for it, and staying with it here, Mercy. Halvorsen, post-entry feed, Marcotte. Down deep, it is Barrera. Finishing the two over Burns, and a timeout called by Courtney Burns. Excellent start here for Mercy. Off to a 9-0 start with 7:16 to play in the first. Courtney Burns clearly upset with her team's start, as it is a Mercy 9-0 lead here to begin things in this first quarter. As we welcome you back inside to the Drumner Center. Griffin Cass on hand. Mercy 4 for 6 from the field here to start. The Eagles have committed 3 turnovers, and they find themselves in a 9-0 hole here to start this one, as they are trying to snap their 4-game losing streak. Only the 4th home game of the year here for this Post women's basketball team. This is their 12th game of the year, 0-7 on the road and 1-2 here at home. 0-1 at a neutral site. Jackie Russell and Nicole Park subbing into the game here for the Eagles, and they get it inside to Rossignol, and she gets the scoring started here for the Eagles. Right out of the timeout, nice play drawn up out of it by Courtney Burns, and Rossignol nearly had the steal, could not hold on to it. Same 5 on the floor here for Mercy. Their starting 5, it is Russell, Daycox, Fernerdi, Rossignol, and Parks, the 5 on the floor here for Post. Abu Atoub drives, pulls off of the glass, too strong, and parks the board. Fernerdi swing it out of bounds. They say deflected by Mercy, and Naj White will sub back in here for the Eagles. So a great sign for Eagles fans there, as White hobbled off a few moments ago, and she's back out onto the court here, fresh off of 37 points at New Haven on Wednesday. We get a foul there on Halvorsen. White draws it, and we'll get the shot clock reset to 20. So Parks, Daycox, White, Rossignol, and Russell. 5 on the floor here for the Eagles. Flare action off the double screen. Daycox rip through drive, baseline pull up, cash. So Eagles answer with a mini 4-0 run, and it's a 9-4 Mercy lead. Nice little response here from Post. Can they get a stop here defensively? Marcotte, Stanovich. Marcotte, the DHO. Abu Atoub bumping, bouncing. Marcotte down deep on the doorstep and picks up 2. Again, only the 6th game that she has played in this season, her 2nd start. Now approaching the midway point here in this first quarter, it is a 7-point Mercy lead. Trying to get their 3rd consecutive win against these Eagles. Last game came on November 29th, 2023. Rossignol 3-0. Abu Atoub right down the middle. missed the left-handed layup. Rebound knocked around, taken by the Eagles. As White pushes, no numbers, but a 5-on-4 power play as Abu Atob is slow to get back. Swing it out of bounds there from Rossignol. It's headed for Russell. We get our first substitutions of the game here for the Mavericks. Caitlin Leary and Molly Boeck subbing in here for Mercy. Leary, a freshman. Boeck is a sophomore. Leary doesn't play a whole lot of minutes. This is the 11th game that she has appeared in. Only averages 9.4 minutes per game. Boeck has got it. We are under 5 minutes to play in this first quarter. Leary drives, pulls, and Fernardi clears. Trailer is Burns. Now the trailer is White. Fernardi doesn't see her. Now sees her. Burns corner pop. Halvorsen rebound and push. No numbers, brings it out to the perimeter. Barrera right across the lane, hard drive, easy finish. And it is back to a 9-point Mavericks lead. White got the step and banks it home for two. Naj White onto the board here, her first bucket, coming off of a 37-point game at New Haven on Wednesday. Barrera surveying. It is Leary crossing, bouncing. Barrera thought about the three. Tries to take it on that baseline and fouled with only 4 on the shot clock, so that will reset to 20. As Paige Fortin into the game here for the first time, the sophomore from Connecticut. Fortin has started in 7 games this season, coming off of the bench here today. 11th game that she's appeared in. Murphy under the basket, get it into Fortin. Faces up to Porter, throws it into the post. Boeck flipping. Excellent verticality there by Rossignol back into the game here. White bumps, stops, backdoor, Burns. Excellent look, the chemistry there between two returners from last season. It is a Boeck spot up three, missed everything. And they throw it at Rossignol, trying to leak out, tracks it down on the baseline. White looking to operate, fouled on the floor with 2:59 to play here in the first. Tay Cox subs in for Porter. The Eagles will take it under the basket, a 13-6 Mercy start. Mercy, a winning record thus far this season at 6-5. White tried to come through the double elevator screen and gets it right here. White's been banged up a lot here to start this game, taking a lot of contact. She floats and fouled. They say that's in the shooting motion possibly. As Grace Lesko, the sophomore from Northampton, Pennsylvania, will sub in here for Barrera. No, they say so. They get it on the floor, no continuation, and the Eagles will take it under the basket with the shot clock resetting to 20. White looking, Fernardi nearly stripped, bounces Daycox in the corner. Daycox across the lane, leans, oh, the step through for two. Gorgeous move from Daycox, excellent footwork. And she is up to 4 points now for the Eagles. The Eagles down 5. Lesko, kick it. The three, Stanovich, back iron, rebound, Rossignol on the weak side. Rossignol stepped right into it, a little too strong on the pull-up J, but nice confidence there from number 23. Lesko faces up to Rossignol, swing it. Fortin lets it fly and did not have enough on that J, and White will just let it go out of bounds. Halvorsen back in, Leary out on the Maverick side. We're under 2 minutes of play here in the opening quarter. And glad you're with us here on the CACC Network. Griffin Cass on hand. Eagles run that same double stagger flare screen action. White, baseline, up and under, saucy! Naj White with a pretty deuce, and the Eagles within one possession. Cross, drive, hop step into the lane for two. As Fortin just knifed her way, didn't see any resistance there from the Eagles defense, and the Mercy lead back to 5. White looking to get going here for the Eagles. For Nerdy, swing it, Burns, attacks, bounces for Nerdy, down deep, foul. And we see Emma Carmen into the game for the first time here for the Eagles, subbing out Rossignol. And we get Fernerdi free throws here as Abu Atob sub back in for the Mavericks. First free throw of the game here for either team, Fernerdi. String music on the first. Coming into this one, well now Fernerdi 12 for 17 from the free throw line on the season. Coming into this one, a 69% free throw shooter. Fernerdi drills both. And it's back to a 3-point game. So Eagles settling in here a little bit. Down early 9-0, but now they're only down 3 with 1:06 to play here in the first. The Eagles show a 2-1-2 press. Mercy has done a good job breaking the press, and they do it once more right here. We're under a minute to play in this opening quarter. Swing it, Abu Atob, Boeck. Flashing is Halvorsen down deep on the doorstep, leans, stripped, stolen. White doing it on the defensive end. Eagles can tie with a 3. White behind the back. Porter stops, kicks. Burns keeps the pivot foot down. Carmen flashes on the doorstep, misses the 2. And Abu Atob the rebound. Shot clock is dark. Mercy can take the final shot of the quarter. Abu Atob has different ideas. Leans. No. Abu Atob a little slow to get back. Carmen, trailer. Courtney Burns saying last shot. 6 seconds on the clock. White beats the buzzer. Jumper short. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. 10 minutes in the books. 30 to go. Eagles found themselves down 9-0 to start, but they're only down 3 as we head to the second quarter. You are watching Division II women's basketball on the CACC Network. All right, a 15-12 Mavericks lead as we are ready to start the second quarter of play. Mercy 7 for 17 from the field in that first quarter. The Eagles 5 for 14. The Eagles 0 for 2 from 3. Mavericks 1 for 5 from downtown. The Eagles won the rebounding battle in that first quarter, 10-8. The Eagles with 4 turnovers in that first quarter. Mavericks with 2 as we come out of the break here. Again, the Eagles started down early in the first 2.5 minutes, down 9-0. But again, only find themselves down by 3 as it is White, Porter, Burns, Rossignol, and Day Cox, the 5 on the floor here to begin the second quarter for Courtney Burns. Mercy ball to start the quarter. Abu Atob, Halvorsen, Barrera, Stanovich, and Lesko. 5 on the floor here for the Mavericks to begin things in the second quarter. Halvorsen hounded by Porter. Rossignol got in the passing lane and comes up with a steal. One person to beat. Euro set blocked. Lesko got a piece of it. Eagles retain it with Day Cox and reset it with White. White bounces. Rossignol flips it up. And Lesko clears. Barrera tracks down the pass, and Abu Atob saves it from going in the backcourt. Rossignol, another steal, denying ball. And that's 2 turnovers now for Mercy to begin things in the second quarter. Burns, DHO, White, maneuvering right down the right alley, and misses the lay off of the rim. Halvorsen settles it down. A little over a minute gone here in this second quarter. Still a 15-12 Mercy lead. Barrera nearly dribbled it off her foot. 7 to shoot. Barrera, throw it on the doorstep. Lesko goes right out of her hands, and Burns with a hustle play saves it in play, but it goes to Halvorsen, who bounces. Lesko, and 1. Lesko has appeared in all 12 games here for Mercy. Started in one of them, averaging 18.8 minutes per game. 6 for 10 from the free throw line on the year for number 44. Not able to complete the three-point play. Abu Atob could not corral the rebound, and it goes off of her, and it'll be the Eagles' ball with 8:23 to play here in the second quarter. Mercy last season, 20-10 overall, 12-4 in the ECC. Day Cox with a gorgeous move and the kiss off of the window for 2. Had her mind made up, got the deuce, and it's back to a 3-point game. Halvorsen. Stanovich. Swing it. Barrera, long 2. And they get a foul against Finnerty on the floor. Russell subs in for Porter. A freshman for a freshman substitution on the Eagle side, and Mercy will take it under the basket. Largest lead for Mercy when it was 9-0 and 13-4. It is a 17-14 Mavericks lead. Barrera skips it. Stanovich drives it, pulls it, fouled. They get it on the floor, I believe, on Day Cox. And we'll get the shot clock resetting to 20. As we see Aaron Harris sub into the game for the first time for the Eagles, subbing out Day Cox. Harris has started in 8 games this year for the Eagles, coming off of the bench here today. Stanovich uses the screen, infiltrates the lane, kicks it out. Abu Atob. Halvorsen, nice, floats, and scores. Pretty teardrop there from number 0, and it's back to a 5-point Mercy lead. Burns, baseline drive. She was stepping out, and that will be an Eagles turnover. 5th turnover committed by Post. Mercy has committed 4 here in this first half. Abu Atob working with Halvorsen in the backcourt to break the press. Lesko tries it. 3 off of the heel, but coming up with it, Stanovich, right place, right time, and she picks up 2. Seven-point Mercy lead. We're under 7 minutes to play here in this first half. Rossignol, hard drive, fades. Mercy with a 3 here can have their largest lead of the first half. Pin down screen, Halverson pumped it. Swing it. All day to shoot for Lesko, and she does not miss. Back to the largest lead of the game here for Mercy. It's at 9. So it's a 6-0 Mavericks run. Eagles need an answer right here. Five to shoot. Russell heaves. Got to imagine here, if Mercy gets a bucket here, Courtney Burns will likely call a timeout. Lesko stripped, stolen. Harris had her cookies taken away. Abu Atob has been active in this first half, but the Eagles force it right back. Russell wasn't looking, and Harris says, let's settle it down. Calm down, get into a set here. Bernardi transfer out of Siena, breaks free and picks up the 2. The Eagles end the 6-0 Mercy run and get the lead to 7 as Stanovich can't answer. 23-16 Mercy. Russell driving, trailer, Harris, baseline drive, fouled on the floor by Abu Atob with 5:02 to play here in the first. Fortin in here for Mercy as we got a bunch of different substitutions coming on here for the Eagles. As it is Carmen, Parks, Finnerty, White, and Porter. 5 on the floor here for Post. As Marcotte subs in for Lesko. White comes out of the double elevator. Midway through the second quarter, 7-point Mercy lead. Parks traveled. 7 turnovers now by Post here in this first half. They averaged 23.7 per game through their first 11 games. Marcotte, Fortin, driving, stopping. 7 to shoot. Abu Atob, step back 3, nearly banked it in. And Finnerty in a straight jacket gets out of it and fouled. Abu Atob, Barrera, Fortin, Marcotte, and Stanovich. 5 on the floor here for Mercy as they are in a 2-3 here. The Eagles see it, recognize it, nearly turned it over. Porter driving, bouncing. Parks, reverse, denied. Marcotte said, do not come in here. White across the lane, step back, mid-range J. Book it. And a mini 4-0 Eagles run to cut it down to 5 after Mercy equaled the largest lead of the first half at 9. 1 to 4 minutes to play here in this first half. 23-18 Mercy. Considering how this game started at 9-0 Mercy with 7:16 to play here in the first, the Eagles doing an excellent job here. As Stanovich 3. Book it. Stanovich leading scorer on the season here for Mercy at 14.1 points per game. Only a 22% three-point shooter coming into this one. White pulls. Bernardi stripped, but Stanovich was out of bounds. Layla Green, the sophomore from Harriman, New York. See her for the first time here for Mercy, as we get two substitutions coming out onto the floor here for the Eagles. Burns and Harris subs back in. So it's Porter, Harris, White, Rossignol, and Burns. White doubled, kick it, Porter pulls. Banker no, White fades. As they get a travel there on Burns. As that's the 8th turnover committed by Post, and it'll be Mercy ball with 2:55 to play here in the first half. Eagles really struggling from the field here to start. 8 for 26. Mercy is 12 for 26. Harris nearly had a steal there in the backcourt as Mercy breaks the press. Marcotte. You get a foul away from the ball. It's against White. As we'll get a full timeout here called by Scott Legis. It is a 26-18 Mercy lead. 2:39 to play here in the first half. All right, now to the Mercy timeout with 2:39 to play here in this first half. Mavericks with a 26-18 lead. Eagles looking to snap their 4-game losing streak. Has not been an auspicious start to this 24-25 season for the Eagles, but they really haven't started conference play yet, and that's when the season truly begins. North Division champions of the regular season last year for the Eagles. Stanovich, no. Marcotte rebound up and down, and it is the largest lead of the first half here for Mercy, as it is at double figures, 28-18. Coming up on 2 minutes to play here in this first half, Rossignol got an excellent pass there from Burns, and the answer for the Eagles. Mercy really having no issues here breaking this Eagles 2-1-2 press. Green. Barrera, DHO. Fortin. Get an offensive foul. They get it on Barrera. As we will see the freshman for the first time, Morgan Miller from Brantford, Connecticut. Appearing in her 12th game of the season, played in all 12, only averages 6.3 minutes per game. 95 seconds to play in this first half. Porter. Mercy in a 2-3 here still. Burns, straight jacket, bounces. Rossignol on the doorstep, leans, doubled, and just consumed there by Marcotte. She just engulfed that shot. 3. Green misfires, and Harris a rebound in the push as we come up on a minute to play in this first half. 8-point Mavericks lead. Burns flashes. Fulton cuts that off. Now Porter. Burns again doubled. And turns it over. Not a place that you want to get doubled in that short corner. As Halvorsen subs in for Fulton with 42.1 remaining here in the first half. Halvorsen, Miller, Marcotte, Barrera, and Green. 5 on the floor here for Mercy, presumably to end the first half. Fernardi, Rossignol, Harris, Porter, and Burns. Knifing, Green, tied up by Harris, and we get a jump. Possession Eagles. Excellent hands there by Harris. So shot clock is off. Eagles can take the final shot of the half if they would like to, with 25.6 remaining. Eagles 1-10 overall. Mavericks 6-5 overall through 11 games. Both of these teams' 12th game of the season. Mercy has played 3 conference games. Post has played 2 at 1-1. Burns bounces, congested in there. They kick it out. Harris to beat the buzzer. 3, short, fouled. Scott Legis not happy with that foul, as he should be, with 0.6 of a second remaining. And it'll be Harris to shoot 3. 10 for 13 from the free throw line on the season is Harris. Graduate student from West Haven, Connecticut. Transferred from a Division I program at St. Peter's in the MAC. 7 different Division I transfers for Courtney Burns in the offseason, coming over here to Post in the 24-25 season for them, coming from the MAC. As Harris, 3 huge free throws to close out this first half. Looked a little dicey for the Eagles to begin things in that first quarter, down quickly 9-0, but they only find themselves down 5 as we have hit halftime here at the Drumner. Low scoring affair here in this first half as Mercy takes a 28-23 lead as we have hit halftime.
Harris to the wing for Porter. Behind the back. Carmen dead on three. Off the window and good. Emma Carmen knocks down the
Here with senior quarterback Tyler Pumachan on the Post University football team. Tyler, you transferred in from UConn for the 2023 season. How was the transition to a new team, and what made you choose Post?
The transition was great. Coach, everyone out here made me feel comfortable. That's another reason I came here. I felt comfortable. Everybody just made me feel like a family and feel like I was wanted here. So that was ultimately my decision.
Now, your brother Tyson is the quarterback now at UMass, having played for both Clemson and Georgia Tech. What was it like growing up with another high-level quarterback?
It was great, having him. He was always someone that I kind of looked up to. Being able to watch him, his growth, and the things he done, just monkey see, monkey do, you know what I'm saying? So it's just everything that he does, repeat, get reps, same thing over and over. So it was just great having another guy like that around I could just watch him, learn from.
Another thing from before your time at Post, you also had the opportunity to reunite with high school teammate Josh Tracy when you got here. How special has it been to continue playing football with him at the next level?
It's been amazing. That's something that I didn't really think we'd get a chance to do coming out of high school, but we've had the opportunity at UConn in here. But actually being on the field, him been a lot different. It's been amazing. He became such a more complete player, and just playing with him, we clicked back like we never left. So it's just great to have him.
In case you missed it, as number 12 gets out and runs in for a touchdown. That's Tyler Pumachan.
In this year's opener against West Virginia Wesleyan, you threw for 104 yards with another 24 rushing yards, including a passing and rushing touchdown. How much confidence did that first home win give you and the rest of the guys on the team?
It gave us a bunch of confidence, coming in. I know a lot of teams weren't expecting much out of us, but with all the guys rallied together, we put a lot of work in over the summer. Did what we had to do, took care of business over during that game, and we really detail-oriented. We did what we had to do, not many penalties, you know what I'm saying? So we just did what we had to do that day.
No safety help, but Johnson backs up. Tracy could just turn around and have 15 yards right there. Famicon throws it deep in the corner. He's got somebody. It's caught. What a catch by White. It's a touchdown.
And having been involved in that huge 17-point win at home, Post, at this point in the season, has also been a part of 3 games that were decided by 4 points or less. How has this team been able to bridge the gap from last year when you guys were not involved in as many close games?
Yeah, like I said before, I think our attention to detail is much better. A lot of guys know what they're doing, So we're in the film room, we're studying. So a lot of guys are smarter, we're developing, and we're just able to. We're real close, but we just need to finish out the games and close them out.
Has there been anything off the field that you guys have changed, or has it just been spending more time together in general?
Yeah, I would say that, and like I said, getting on the board in the film room, learning the plays, learning everything, like getting real smart with the game. So I'll say that.
All right, Tyler, thank you for your time.
Appreciate you.
We're here with our Post University Men's Basketball 2024-25 Media Day, joined by graduate student Harrison Warnock. Harrison, you're coming off an injury last year, kind of came back quicker than you expected to. Now you're fully healthy. What are you looking forward to this year?
Oh, man, I'm just really excited to finally be back on two legs after, you can see in the film, even looking back, just hobbling around for most of the season. So I'm excited to see what I can really do and what I can really bring to the table for this team and see how well we can mesh together.
And what was that like last year, kind of coming back all of a sudden and reintegrating yourself into a bigger role than you thought you were going to have coming off of surgery?
Yeah, I mean, definitely had some ups and downs. In the beginning, my head wasn't there. I was just thinking about, if I just didn't get hurt, everything like that. But my teammates always had my back. They kept pushing me. They kept saying, keep going, like you'll be fine, and it all worked out.
How do you integrate the newcomers onto this roster? There's only a couple of them, but still integrating them into the culture that you talked about back in March when we talked about the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I see us as a team that we really buy into what coach is trying to tell us and push us in the right direction. So I feel like especially some of our older guys like Tyler and I have been here for forever at this point, so we can definitely bring them along and show them the ropes and see how everything's supposed to go down.
And then pretty much the same team as last year, give or take a few people, and then obviously the newcomers. What do you think this group can accomplish this year?
I definitely, I'm excited to see. As long as we can, keep our heads together and, keep having each other's backs and we buy into what coach is trying to teach us and what he wants us to do, I think we can definitely make a big season this year. So I'm excited for that.
We're joined here by Deng Dieng and Bull Acott. Guys, 1-2 punch on offense last year. Both were all conference. Deng, you were all region. How do you guys set the tone for this season?
I think we're going to come back with the same energy and just show that we're the most dominant team and be the most aggressive team in the conference and be one of the best teams in the country. So I think we just start by having a good season, going hard right away, and just proving that we are the same team from last year, and even better.
I agree with that, but I also think that we just need to come back with the same mentality, but with some more. And we've been in this situation before, because from last year we just got to piggyback, just up our intensity and our focus, our energy and everything, and just lead the team as we did last year, but just with some more maturity and, yeah, overall.
Yeah, and Bull, you talked about last year your desire to win it all. So what do you have to do to help make that happen this year, do you feel?
I think I just got to lead by example and just to make sure, because I know Kuntz believes that we can win, and I believe we can win. So as I instill that all to all of us in the locker room, I feel like we can all be on the same page because we all know we can win.
And then, Deng, you got a lot of looks after the year was over, and you had a very dominant year, like I mentioned, all region. What brought you back to Post for this chance at another NCAA tournament run?
It's a family environment over here, These are my guys, Bull, Rob, Harry, the rest of the team. Coach Kuntz is a really good coach. And, you can't get that feeling from everywhere. Like, you might go somewhere, but you might not be wanted as much or you might not be valued as much. So it's about just being where you're valued and where you can be the best you. So I think Post will help me do that.
And then lastly, pretty much the same team from last year, give or take a couple guys. But what do you think overall this team can accomplish?
I think we can win the whole thing. I think we should come back this year and win the CACC championship because we deserve to, and we've been through a lot. So I think that's where we start. It's just building games one by one and keep going and playing hard the whole year. And I think we should end up in the tournament again.
Yeah, I definitely think we can win it all. And it just starts literally preseason and stacking up good days in each and every day and then taking it one game at a time. But I really believe that we can win it all. Starting with the CACC, go to the tournament, and win everything.
We're here with Tyler Small, who's coming back to the team after missing all last year with injury, and Tyler kind of going off of that. What was it like sitting out last year? What are you most excited about coming into this year?
I'd say last year was really tough.
Post men's basketball will get underway at the beginning of November with their season already receiving votes in the national poll heading into the 2024-25 campaign.
Marcotes, Stanovich, and Halverson. 5 on the floor to begin things in this third quarter for Mercy. White, Porter, Burns, Rossignol, and Day Cox, the 5 here for the Eagles to begin things in the third quarter. We're underway here in the second half. Glad you're with us here on the CACC Network. No doubleheader here today on this Saturday. That's typical here at Post. The men's are at SNHU Marcote. Short little jumper off of the front iron. Day Cox the rebound and the push. Day Cox nice right down the middle and gets 2. Excellent way to open up this second half for Post. Jasmine Day Cox, a freshman in attack mode. Yeah, so just a one women's game here today. Men's on the road. Eagles force a turnover. White drive, feed it. Eagles back home as we get a double dribble on Porter. Eagles back home after a 3-game road trip where they lost at Sacred Heart 63-46, and they lost at Queens 60-44. Then their most recent game on Wednesday at New Haven, losing in overtime 68-66. Naj White had 37 in that game. She's got 6 here in this one. Marcote inside. Excellent cut by Barrera. And Mercy on the board here in the second half. White. Burns. Porter across the lane, pulls. Stanovich rebound and push. Numbers here for Mercy. Stanovich with the 2-on-1. Barrera and 1. Angelina Barrera, a junior. Eight points now for Barrera. She leads the way for the Mavericks. As Porter subs out, Finnerty subs in for Post with 8:34 to play in this third quarter. First free throw of the game there for Barrera, and only the second for Mercy is good. So now Mercy 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 3-point play completed. It is an 8-point Mavericks lead. White, midi. You bet. 8 points for Naj White, coming off of 37 on Wednesday. Halverson nearly stripped and stolen there by White. Barrera flashes, jabs, drives, cutter. Stanovich didn't see her. Abu Atob, tough runner, offensive. Do not count the bucket. Burns, cutter, Rossignol fades, and Finnerty the offensive rebound, fresh 20. Burns in attack mode, excellent extra feed there to Rossignol, and she finishes the deuce. 4-point game. Eagles staying with it every time Mercy gets to about an 8, 9, 10-point lead. Eagles come back with an immediate response of a 4-0 or 5-0 run. You get Finnerty fouling, and Mercy side out. Shot clock reset to 20. 7:25 to play here in this third quarter. Marcote, 6th game that she has appeared in on the season, her second start. Halverson lines it up. White, quick push, behind the back. White, sauce. Could not pay it off with the foul line, Jay. Throw it ahead, Stanovich. Mind made up, runs into 2, flips it up, got her miss. Goes back, up, and in. As Rossignol a little shaken up. As Parks will sub in for Rossignol, and she will get some attention by the athletic training staff. 6:56 to play here in the third. 35-29 lead for Mercy. So it's Parks, Burns, White, Fernerde, and Day Cox, the 5 here for the Eagles. Great, the press with White. White bounces, Day Cox for 2. Right over the outstretched arms there of Marcotte. And the Eagles right back down by 4. The Eagles have not led once here in the game. Leaking out, Parks, a touchdown pass goes over her head out of bounds. 11th turnover here by Post. Cross, Sanovich. Barrera throws it way up into the stands, into the last row. So the Eagles turn it over, and then Mercy turns it right back over. Each team has committed 11 turnovers. Porter in, Day Cox out. Hey, 2-3 zone here for Mercy. Parks flashes, bounces, Burns, dries it, stepping on that baseline out of bounds. That's the second time that that's happened to Burns. Once in the first half, stepping on that baseline drive. As Lesko is in, Marcotte is out. Mercy has not had much trouble breaking this Eagles 2-1-2 press. A little over 4 minutes gone here in the third quarter. It is a 4-point Mavericks lead. Lesko backdoor, Barrera catches, comes down with it, swings it out. Halverson attacks the lane. Halverson scoops and scores. She is patient, really doesn't force things. She just let the game come to her. So in that 2-3, it swung over to White, bobbled it. Fernerde was open. Abu Tobe called for the reach-in foul. Abu Tobe is very aggressive defensively as Rossignol subs back in. Burns subs out as we are near that midway point here in this third quarter. 37-31 Mercy lead. Porter, Burns, Rossignol, Day Cox, and White. 5 on the floor here for the Eagles. Get it in. Parks on the doorstep and picks up 2. Aggressive move by number 15, and the Eagles back within 4. Mercy has kept the Eagles at bay. Trying to get a hold of the lead is Post, but Mercy with an answer every single time. Back and forth here throughout the entire game as that one is thrown off of the Eagles. No, we get a foul called on Rossignol. The largest lead was Mercy, 28-18 over Post. Again, the Eagles have not led once here in the game. Lesko. Mind made up. Count it, plus the harm. A chance at 3 for number 44. She has been impactful off of the bench. Only started in 1 game this year, 12th game that she has appeared in for Lesko. She's got 6 points now on a very efficient 3 for 4 from the field. 0 for 1 from the free throw line. Make her 1 for 2 as she completes a 3-point play. Mercy back to a 7-point lead. Every time that they've got it in this area, Eagles come back with a response. Parks, swing it, White. Mercy has contained her. They read the scouting report coming in to today. Day Cox missed it, same team. White and Parks, and they get in each other's way. And it is a traveling violation on the Eagles. And that's excellent leadership by White. Obviously frustrated at each other, getting in each other's way. Said next play. That's all it is. Just focus on the next play. The next possession in this sport comes back, I should say, in 2 to 3 seconds. Got to have a short memory playing this game, as there's a short memory right there. DeCock steal, cross, fouled. As we see Raquel Washington for the first time subbing in, one of the 3 returners here from last year's team that won the North Division in the regular season. So Washington, Burns, and White, all 3 returners from the team last year on the floor here, along with Porter and DeCox, 2 freshmen. Washington does not see a lot of minutes, only averages 8.2 points per game. 2-3 zone. Washington flashing at the free throw line. Porter, White, no hesitation. 4 minutes to play here in the third. Extra feed, Stanovich. Lesko. Caitlin Leary also into the game here for Mercy, so it's Leary, Barrera, Halverson, Lesko, and Stanovich. 5 on the floor here for Scott Legis. Barrera, rip through drive, spin, kick it, Leary lined it up. Shot clock did not reset with 1. I don't know if Stanovich realized it, and that'll be a 30-second shot clock violation on the Mavs. Both teams with 13 turnovers. Calling out Syracuse, I believe that means a 2-3. I like that, having your 2-3 zone with a name. I don't really know how much it's fooling your opponents, though, especially at the collegiate level. Teams know a 2-3 when they see it. Porter, high arcer, short on the 3. Burns swing it, extra feed. Porter, doubled. Nearly stripped, and it is stolen. Leary, numbers, bounce it. Stanovich. Defense, offense for Mercy, and they're back up 9. Burns, Eagles really need this one, and they don't get it, but White is there for the offensive rebound. Back up and in. White now into double figures with 10. White and DeCox with 20 of the Eagles' 35 points. Barrera using her size to her advantage, and she finishes over DeCox. Timeout, Courtney Burns with 2:26 to play in the third. Mercy with a 9-point lead as we are nearing the end of the third quarter. All right, out of the Courtney Burns timeout, Mercy threatening here with a 9-point lead, but every time that they have got it to this advantage, Eagles come back with a mini 4-0, 5-0 run to get it back down to 2 possessions. White feeds. Coming up on 2 minutes of play here in the third. Mercy an opportunity to take their largest lead of the game. Largest lead was when it was 28-18. Stanovich, step back, Jay, book it. Ripping the cords, and it's an 11-point Mercy lead, their largest of the game. White in the thick of that zone. Burns, Eagles need it, they don't get it. And White with the hustle play has got the offensive rebound, knifing her way down, ramrodding into the lane and throwing it out of bounds, intended for Washington. Parks in, Washington out with 1:36 to play in the third. Stanovich and Barrera, the only two Mercy players in double figures. Stanovich leads the team in points per game at 14.1, and Barrera is right behind Abu Atob. As Lesko, no. Yeah, so Barrera averages 13.4 a game. Abu Atob averages 13.8. Three-headed monster there between number 11, number 12, and number 13. Coming up on a minute to play here in the third. The Eagles need to close this quarter on a little bit of a run. As Fortin will sub in here for Mercy. Molly Boeck and Fortin subbing in, so it's Fortin, Boeck, Halverson, Lesko, and Stanovich. 5 on the floor here for Mercy. Eagles 3-1-2 press, it appears. Or it might just still be in that 2-1-2, just out of a little bit of a different formation. Drive, kick, Stanovich 3. It's off, but it doesn't matter anyways. White draws the charge, and Fortin with the offensive foul with 45.9 remaining in the third. Eagles ball. Opportunity to cut it back down to single digits. A 4-0 or 5-0 run to close this quarter would go a long way for the Eagles. Harris into the game. It's Harris, Parks, Fernurdy, White, and Burns as White gets it to fall. As White leads all scorers for the Eagles now with 12, fresh off of a 37-point game where she was 16 for 25 from the field. Shot clock and game clock nearly identical. Mercy can sit on it and take the final shot of the quarter with a 9-point cushion. Stanovich inside for 2. And Mercy on the back of Stanovich with 15 as we head to the fourth. They have a 48-37 lead. The fourth quarter is coming up next right here on the CACC Network. Eagles in a little bit of a hole, down 11. Ready for the start of the fourth quarter, 30 minutes in the books. We have 10 minutes remaining, and it's an 11-point Mercy lead. Jacqueline Stanovich leading all scorers for the game with 15. Angelina Barrera, the only other Mercy player in double figures, with 11 for the Eagles. They also have 2 players in double figures. White has 12, and Day Cox has 10. Both of those 2 players for the Eagles on the floor here to start this fourth quarter for Post, as they will start with it to begin the fourth. Eagles trying to snap their 4-game losing streak. They will need a comeback here to do so in this fourth quarter. Swing it, Day Cox, Rossignol, White, Burns, and Fernurdy. 5 on the floor for the Eagles. Fernurdy uncorks one and buries it. It's a 3. First 3 of the game there for the Eagles. They are now 1 for 7 from deep. Day Cox the steal on the other end for 2. Quick 5-0 Eagles run to start the fourth, exactly what they needed. And only down 6. Abu Atob, trailer. Fortin wants it, takes it. And Rossignol clears. Numbers for the Eagles. Cox coughed it up, throws it off of Fortin out of bounds. White to trigger, into Fernurdy, back to back. Stanovich rebound and surveying. A little over a minute gone here in the fourth. Eagles start this fourth quarter on a 5-0 run to cut the deficit to 6. Abu Atob. Boeck, Fortin. Lesko takes it. 3, no. Burns rebound. White push. Drive, hangs, and clobbered by Lesko, and it will send White to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Barrera will sub in for Boeck. So Stanovich, Abu Atob, Lesko, Fortin, and Barrera. 5 on the floor here for Mercy. First free throws of the game here for White. Twelve for 18 now from the free throw line on the year for Naj White. Only player on the team in double-figure points per game on the year at 11.9. Back end of 2 falls, 5-point game. Harris and Russell in for Fernurdy and White. 8:27 to play here in regulation. Eagles trying to craft this comeback here. Only the 4th game that they've played here at the Drubner Center, 1-2 here at home on the year. 1-10 overall, 1-1 in conference play. Lesko been solid here off of the bench for Mercy. Fortin throws it on the doorstep. Barrera, backdoor traveled. Turnover, Mercy. Eagles will have a long time to rest after this one, as their next game won't be until New Year's Eve at 12 p.m. right here in this building against STAC. And then after that, it is conference play commencing. Rossignol turns it over. Lesko. Swing it, Fortin. Abu Atob. 6 to shoot. Lesko throws it on the doorstep, spinning. Barrera could not finish, but Burns fouls her, and number 12 is going to the free throw line to shoot 2. 1 for 1 from the free throw line is number 12 as Fernody and White, after a quick breather, sub back in for Russell and Harris. Barrera has shot a ton of free throws this season, coming into today with 80 free throw attempts on the year. 59 for 80 coming into today, and she's 2 for 2 from the free throw line here in this one. So Mercy now with 2 minutes and 45 seconds gone here in the fourth, finally on the board with 2 free throws from Barrera. 7-point Mavs lead. Cox floats and scores. Give her 12. No, pardon me, give her 14. She's now leading the way for the Eagles here today with 14. White with 13. Those two really shouldering the load offensively. Stanovich, open, fires. Soft roll for Stanovich, and she buries the three. White, quick drive, pull up. Fernardi crashes the offensive glass, sprays it out, Burns. Fernardi, open, no hesitation. Abutov stops, swings, baseline drive, Stanovich chiseling and fouled. Parks in, Burns out. Stanovich first free throws here this afternoon. Knocks down the first. This next one will make it a double-digit lead. 19 for 28 from the free throw line on the year for Stanovich, and she is true on both. Harris in, Day Cox out. Harris, Fernardi, White, Parks, and Rossignol. 5 here for the Eagles. Fernardi falls on the ground, playing twister for it, and turns it over. Stanovich getting ahead of the field for 2. Oh, no, not for 2. She smoked it. Eagles get a break. Rossignol blocked, regains it, count it, +1. A chance at a 3-point play for number 23 as the Eagles cut the deficit right back down to single digits. Rossignol now with 6 points, will shoot her first free throws of the game. Second on the team in points per game on the year at 9.2 a game. 10 for 17 now from the free throw line on the year as Burns subs her out. 7-point game as we are coming up on the midway point here in the fourth. Eagles a 2-1-2. It looks like here in the full court press. Fortune double, trap, get it ahead, Lesko. Time is on Mercy's side, really no need to hurry. Barrera went back door. Now they throw it to her and fouled on the post entry feed there by Parks. Yeah, the shot clock at 10 to reset to 20 with 5:22 to play here in the fourth. Mercy in a box set here. Fortune throw it into the post. Barrera picked up that pivot foot and a costly turnover from Mercy. The Eagles can make it a 2-possession game here with a score on this possession. 17 turnovers for Mercy, 17 turnovers for Post. Harris quick drive. Burns, cross, Burns, fouled on the floor. They get it on Lesko, and the Eagles will take it under the hoop. Rossignol and Day Cox in, Parks and Fernardi out. Rossignol hard drive, missed the floater. Stanovich. Scott Legis saying, let's get a good shot. Fortin. Stanovich. 20 points here in the game. Hop step into the lane. Fortune out to Stanovich. Extra feet. Unselfish play. Barrera 3 to shoot. Fouled on the floor there. A block is called on Harris. Timeout called by Scott Legis. It's a 30-second timeout. Back in a second. Out of the quick 30-second timeout by Scott Legis. Mercy ball, they'll take it under the hoop, leading by 7 with 4:32 to play here in the fourth. 2 players on the block, 2 in the corner. Set the screen for Barrera, back out Halverson, pumps, drives, kicks, Fortin 3. Back to a double-digit lead for Mercy. Rossignol coming up on 4 minutes to play here in the fourth. White, cross, wild shot, nearly trickles in. Harris rebound, flip it up, missed it, going to the line to shoot 2. Three for 3 from the line is Harris. We'll shoot our 4th and 5th free throws of the game. As soon as the new year rolls around on January 4th, Eagles will only have one more non-conference game the rest of the way. As Harris is now 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Fernardi in, Harris out. 8-point game. Still life here for the Eagles. Rossignol, another steal here in the second half. She has had some excellent anticipation. And they get a foul called on Mercy. And the Eagles are in the bonus, so that will send Rossignol to the free throw line. She is 1 for 1 from the free throw line, 7 points, 5 rebounds. Eagles down 10. Harris hits 2, and Rossignol hits 2, and now they're down 6. 3:45 to play here in the fourth. Kick it. Stanovich did not want it. She crosses, she drives, looking for Barrera, gets on the floor. High-low, Lesko into the corner. Stanovich for 3. 23 now on the game for Stanovich. And that was a big one to put Mercy up 9. Burns turns it over. Abu Atob, and that is a 4-point or 5-point swing. And just like that, Mercy goes on a 5-0 run to make it an 11-point game. We're under 3 to play here in the fourth. Player action for Fernardi. Rossignol clipped the defender Abu Atob, and that will be an offensive foul. Lusko, Stanovich, Barrera, Abu Atob, and Halverson. 5 on the floor here for Mercy, leading by 11. Still not over yet, but a bucket here would really sink the Eagles. Barrera whipped through drive, and a good foul there by White on the floor, but actually maybe not a great foul as Mercy is in the bonus, so that will send Barrera to the free throw line with 2:30 to play here in the fourth. Barrera now a perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Largest lead of the game here for Mercy, and they lead it by 13. Eagles need a miracle here. They played really well though here today. Fought the entire way through. Wasn't a lack of competitive spirit here in this one. Mercy a good team. They have a nice balanced attack. Stanovich, an excellent scorer. They set the tone early with that 9-0 start to begin things in the first not even 3 minutes. As it'll be Day Cox fouled and to shoot 2 at the line here with the Eagles in the double bonus. Empty trip there for Day Cox, and things looking very bleak with those 2 missed free throws. Foul away from the ball, going against post. Both teams have committed 18 turnovers here in this one. Mercy 26 for 52 from the field, Eagles 20 for 55 as Porter subs out Rossignol. As Rossignol just fouled out with 5 personals. Her day is done with 9 points and 4 rebounds and 3 steals. Lesko now 2 for 3 from the free throw line. 2:07 to play here in the fourth. The Eagles again fought the entire game. Came back with some nice little runs to cut the deficit. White, Eurostep, missed it. But Mercy, just every time the Eagles tried to thread the needle and get back into it, they came up with a mini run themselves. And they almost saved their best for last here in this one, as they have their largest lead of the game at 15 with 1:40 to play here in the fourth. Stanovich rebound, flip it. Abu Atob fouled with 1:31 to play here in the fourth. The Eagles will have one more non-conference game at home here on New Year's Eve, the 31st at 12 p.m. against STAC. We'll have the coverage for you with that one at 12 p.m. tip-off, and that will be the final game before conference play gets going. The Eagles have already played 2 conference games, but starting on January 4th, it is CACC play the rest of the way except for January 30th when they will travel to Malloy to play a non-conference game. So SCAC and Malloy, the only 2 non-conference games remaining on the schedule here for the Eagles. This is when the season gets really fun. Spinning, floating, and scoring +1. Day Cox, a chance at 3. Day Cox, an excellent game here in this one. 16 points, leading the way here for the Eagles. White has 13. Those are the 2 Eagles in double figures. On the other side, Stanovich with 23, Barrera with 15, Day Cox free throw good, and a timeout called by Courtney Burns. 1:21 to play here in the fourth. It's looking like it's going to be a Mercy win here at the Drubner Center. All right, minute 21 to play here in the fourth. Nearly at the finish line here in this one. It's a 13-point Mercy lead. Standovich and Barrera combining for 38 of the 68 Mercy points. Standovich, Abu Atob, Lesko, Halverson, and Barrera. 5 on the floor for Mercy. Abu Atob breaks the press, drives, missed the lay, and burns the rebound. Coming up on a minute to play here in the fourth. Daycox drive, bounce it. Finnerty fouled. Scott Legis voicing his displeasure with the officials this afternoon. Finnerty connects on both at the line. 11-point game. Abu Atob breaks the press. 2-on-1. Mercy not in a rush to get a shot off. Under a minute to play here in the fourth. Standovich with 23 on the game, defended by Porter. Cross, bounce. Barrera rip through, drive, fouled. Not the person you want to send to the free throw line. She is 5 for 5 from the charity stripe. $17 now for Barrera as she is 7 for 7 from the line. Courtney Burns will take a timeout. Can't take your timeouts with you. Might as well use it. It is 70-57. Mercy with 45.2 remaining here in the fourth. Standovich and Barrera carrying the load offensively for Mercy all afternoon. Standovich with 23, Barrera with 17. And Mercy with a 13-point lead.
Hey, watch the elevator, watch the elevator.
Both teams shooting very well from the free throw line here in this one. Mercy 87%, post 82%. Into White, she splits, drives, floats, and left it short. Daycox rebound, kick it, Burns lines it up. Book it, a 3. And timeout called by Mercy. It's a 10-point game with 35.7 remaining. 10-point Mercy lead out of the Mercy timeout with 35.7 remaining here in the fourth. And glad you've been tuning in here on the CACC Network here at the Drumner Center. Typically on a Saturday afternoon, we would have a doubleheader here with the women's first and then the men's following, but the men's are at SNHU this afternoon, so just this single game here. 5-second Evans shot in game clock as Porter commits a foul there on Halverson. Both teams in the double bonus, so that will send number 0 to the free throw line. Hasn't shot a free throw here, 5 for 6 from the free throw line on the year. Halverson, a senior from Dobbs Ferry, New York. As the other 4 Mercy players head into the backcourt. Back end of 2 falls. Again, can't take your timeouts with you, so might as well use it. 27.9 remaining, 11-point Mercy lead. Out of the Eagles timeout with 27.9 remaining here in the fourth. A 71-60 lead here for Mercy as they've eclipsed their points per game total on the year. They average 64.2 per game. Does Mercy hold their opponents at 59.8? Eagles have eclipsed that, as Post has also eclipsed their season mark total for points per game. Mercy outscored Post 15-12 in the first quarter, 13-11 in the second quarter, 20-14 in the third, and we're all tied up here at 23-23 in the fourth. Driving kick, White 3. Scoring has definitely picked up from both teams here in the fourth quarter. Shot clock is dark. Mercy can just sit on it. Eagles are not fouling. It is going to be a 71-60 lead. 60 win, I should say, for Mercy, as they come to Post and hand the Eagles their 5th consecutive loss and get their 3rd consecutive win against Post all time. So now Post 5-4 against Mercy. Eagles drop to 1-11 on the year as Mercy improves to 7-5. Jacqueline Stanovich led the way with 23. Angelina Barrera had 17 for Mercy, as the Eagles' next game won't be for 10 days on New Year's Eve, when they will host SDAC at 12 p.m. right here in this building at the Drumner Center. And for Mercy, they will be playing against East Stroudsburg University January 2nd. So that's their final game of 2024. They close the year with a win, a 71-60 W here against Post. For our entire fantastic athletic communications staff here at Post, Griffin Cass saying so long from Waterbury.